imposed July 4th deadline. In a 51-49 vote, the Senate agreed to begin debate on the nearly 1,000-page legislation, which includes major tax cuts and deep welfare reforms. Two Republicans broke ranks to vote no, citing concerns over Medicaid cuts and the rising debt ceiling. The bill would extend Trump-era tax breaks and eliminate taxes on Social Security income, tips and overtime, but it also proposes sweeping Medicaid work requirements and changes to food stamp benefits. Democrats are pledging to stall the bill, demanding the full text be read aloud on the Senate floor. If it clears the Senate, it would return to the House, where Republicans remain divided over the Senate's revisions. A final vote could come within days as both parties brace for a major budget showdown. All right, Ross Feingold, a political analyst, is joining us from Taipei at this point in time. Ross, appreciate you being here. Well, this is a very ambitious bill, a bill that has divided Donald Trump and the richest man in the world as well, Elon Musk, who once again X'd or tweeted that, if this is not changed the way he wanted it, the way he wanted to run Doge, then the world, not only America, then the world is in trouble. What do you make of it?
Musk's opinion about this bill are probably not going to stop it from passing. President Trump wants to see it passed. The Republicans in the House of Representatives and in the Senate are very reluctant to go against Trump's wishes. The Republicans also have a majority, a bare majority. They can't spare many votes. But as of now, it looks like this is going to pass the Senate in the coming hours. It will go back to the House because the Senate version differs from the original House version. The House will pass the Senate version, and President Trump is going to declare a great victory. So Musk could complain about it, and frankly, I think Musk makes some valid points. It does look like this bill, in its current form, over the long term, will increase the U.S. budget deficit as well as the national debt. So I am sympathetic to Musk's concerns, but Musk's concerns are secondary to what President Trump wants. And Republicans in the House and Senate are going to line up behind President Trump.
Right. And Ross, Medicaid has always been an issue that has been debated and deliberated upon, even, when Obama's tenure or Joe Biden's tenure, with Obamacare, of course, being completely dismantled and being, I beg your pardon, rebuked by Donald Trump. What kind of a change do you think this is likely to bring to this controversial subject?
Well, the bill in its current form has some significant changes. Most notably, it's going to reduce the amount of federal government financial aid to the state governments for Medicaid costs. And there are even some Republican senators who were concerned about the financial impact on their state, most notably among them the two Republican senators from Alaska, and they demanded some changes to the bill that would give Alaska specifically some better treatment than the rest of the states. So it does look like states are going to carry a more significant financial burden going forward for Medicaid costs. Now, the reason why Republicans in the House or Senate are reducing the federal government share of Medicaid payments is because they need to find a way to pay for the tax cuts that are part of the bill, because the bill is going to reduce the tax income that the federal government takes in every year. So they do have to reduce the costs to the federal government, and they focused in on Medicaid, where they do believe that there's a lot of waste and fraud.
Donald Trump's, ratings have taken a hit in the last few days. How crucial is this particular bill to Donald Trump and the way he's tried to run America in the last few months?
We have a phrase in America that we often use. It's called political capital. President Trump was elected. The Republicans did take the majority in both the House and Senate. President Trump has political capital, and now is the time to spend it during the first few months or the first year of his presidency, when he has majorities to work with in both the House and the Senate. So President Trump is spending that political capital. He wants to be able to say that he brought a tax cut, and the bill will bring a tax cut to most Americans. Now, that we could get into arguments whether wealthy Americans get a better benefit than lower income Americans, but broadly speaking, this bill will bring a tax cut to most Americans. And for President Trump, that's a good way to spend his political capital. And there's also an argument to be made that the tax cut to corporations and the other benefits that changes to the tax code that will be made by this legislation will spur investment. It will lead to higher economic growth. So President Trump is all in on this. It's really the biggest achievement of his second term, most likely. And then, again, that's why he's spending all his political capital on this bill.
Ross, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for being here. Well, that's all we have time for. We will continue to bring more news and updates from around the world. Thank you for watching.